Let's just go through the tiers. I know they're on the screen, but we have easiest fight of my life. I'd whoop their ass. It wouldn't even really be that close. We have they'd put up a fight but lose. They'd get a few hits in. They'd get a few hits in. They'd be decent. I'd be a little hurt. I'd have to recover. I'd have to take it seriously. But let's be real, I'd win. Mutually assured destruction. We would just beat each other up. We would be devastatingly injured, both of us. The next category is I'd get a few hits before getting knocked on my ass. You know, I'd get in here and there. But realistically, they'd beat my ass. And then I'd get beaten in One Punch Man. They would really... Here, this is what I would look like. This would be me. I would get my ass whooped. All right, starting with Oliver. Oliver would be really motivated to put up a fight against me. I think he'd have a lot of energy, but I don't think he would beat me. I'm gonna be fully real. I don't think he would beat me. I think he would get some hits in, but I think I would be able to like kick him in the kneecap, and then he just goes down, and then I go brah, brah, brah. So I think I'm gonna put Oliver in this tier. Switch, like, if we're being honest, he's a little taller. He's also been working out a bit more. I think though, I'd be a little scrappier than him and just kind of had like more motivation because he beats my ass in ranked all the time. Switch, I think I would put in mutually assured destruction. Mustard, listen, Mustard, I love you. I think you're very similar to Oliver in terms of how well you'd fight. I think you'd get in a few hits. I think Mustard would probably be a better fighter here than Oliver, because Mustard has that kind of Canadian energy that, you know, like, I don't know how to compete against, but I think Mustard would lose to me. Silver, he's like a cute puppy. Not saying I'd love to fight a cute puppy, and you know, he's great at Minecraft, but Silver is not putting up a fight against me. I'm being honest. Silver's kind of tall. Silver's tall. I came up with this quote. I did a long time ago. It's a quote I'm very proud of. I made it up completely originally. It's called, "The bigger they are, the harder they fall."
Oh, daddy.
All right, Xylonox. He is tall. I think my hits would land harder, but I think Zai would be like quick on his feet and get a little pra 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 in there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put Zai, and they'd put up a fight. I think my hits would just land harder, but I do think I would take some damage. I think Zai would give me the most damage out of these three. Technic, ooh. Technic moved to Poland, and I think before he moved to Poland, we will be here. But I feel like being in Poland kind of just gives you an energy to be better at a fight. And I don't know if that's problematic, but I think it's true. I think if I walked into Poland right now, I would like kind of get like Popeyed up. You know what I mean? Like Popeye on spinach. Just go like Super Saiyan. I think I would get in a couple of hits, but I think this would be a reverse Xylonox. I'd get in a couple of light taps. But I think he would like, if he lands like 2 punches on me, I'm down. Pyro. I'm sorry. I would not feel good. I wouldn't feel good about it unless I got like, you know, some money out of it or something. It would be a little tougher of a fight than Silver. Listen, Pyro, I would feel really bad because we have this cute little thing where he goes, or I go Hyro Pyro and he goes high cake, pound cake. And like we have that chemistry. This would be a lot like that Pikachu gif of, but I would be the one slapping him. And listen, I like Pyro a lot. It would not be a tough fight. Kylef. Kylef is from the East Coast. And it's a 50-50 whether people in the East Coast are actually tough or if they're just kind of have that Jersey bravado that makes them, you know, go like, "Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, put them up this. Hey." I think Kyle does have an energy that would be tough to go against in a fight. I do have a height advantage, which I think Kyle would be a much better fighter, but I think the height advantage. How tall is how tall is I? I'm like 6 foot. 6 foot 6'1" ish. So I think Kyle would be a much better fighter than me. I wouldn't be surprised if he's been in a street fight or two. But yeah, I would put us at mutually assured destruction here. Yeah, I think Khalif has been in a street fight. You think people make the type of tweets he does without being hit in the head a few times? Have I seen? Yeah, I've seen everyone here shirtless, whether they know it or not. So Raynex, I'm gonna say, is a good fighter. I don't know. I don't think he's ever been in a fight. It's kind of like if you put a stoner on a snowboard, they inherently are gonna be good at snowboarding. I think Raynex would be like that with fighting, and I don't know what it is about it. Just he has that like can't give a fuck attitude. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say I think I get in a few hits here. I don't think I would get destroyed in one punch. I think he would beat me more than Tech. No, I think Technic is a better fighter, but it's very close between these two. Oh god. Oh god. The thought of fighting Parker makes me miserable. The thought of fighting Parker breaks my heart. I genuinely could not think of a more painful. I would rather get like beaten 50 times. He would whoop my ass. He would beat me in one punch. I wouldn't even try though. I would not try to defend myself. And I think Parker would try his hardest not to fight me, or anyone for that matter. But in a situation where he was forced to fight, he would like pull out. Here's what he would do. This is exactly how he would land a punch. He would go. He would wind it up. He would wind up the punch like a goddamn toy, and he would knock me on my ass and knock me out, and I would need to go to the hospital. President Poundcake, I think we're pretty equivalent on the fighting level, but really all he has to do is kind of just flash his like chest at me, you know what I mean? And I would just be stun locked. Like I would be stun locked. So I think he would be aware of that fact. So he just takes off his shirt and like, I don't think I'm going to bite him. Fight him. I'd want to bite him. So I think I'm going to put Poundcake there. It would be a very similar situation, but different than Parker. Parker, I wouldn't want to fight him because he's an angel. Poundcake, I wouldn't want to fight him because he's the devil. I could be your angel or your devil, milady. Molly. Okay. He streamed with face cam recently, so I can say this. He got a buzz cut. He is Australian. He works out. And he worked at a fast food restaurant where I feel like you inherently have to know how to fight. I think I would get in a few hits, but he's very much in between these two tiers. He would whoop my ass. Dylan, I mean, respectfully, I show Dylan a bit of salt and he like runs away. So I'm gonna put Dylan here. Put him like, show a little salt, maybe a little bit of like sriracha or something. I think I'm gonna put him in the middle of these. No, I think he's the easiest. I'm gonna be honest. I love Dylan. I think he's a nice guy. I don't think he'd want to fight. I'm gonna say that. Josh. I feel like, and I don't know too much about, I've never met him in person, right? So I don't know much about height, anything like that, scrappiness, but he does give off scrappy vibes. I think Josh is scrappy. I'm gonna say we're pretty equivalent though. Yeah, there's an IRL punching fight. Yep. Davey. Here, let me pull up a picture of Davey. David Hasselhoff, SpongeBob. This is Davey, right? I would go up to Davey and I'd be like, "What up, Dave Meister? You want to fight?" And he would flick me. He would flick me, and I would get knocked out immediately. I respectfully, Davey is just gonna whoop my ass. Davey's just gonna whoop my ass. I'm sorry. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Cube. Ooh. Cube is a little shorter than me, just relatively. I think I feel like he would be a good kicker. I was just about to say that. I don't know why, but he's given off like he could really like do a high kick. Oh my god, he is recently out of the military. I didn't even think about that. That alone puts him here, I think. I think just pure height, I get a few bops on him. It's not too recently, but I feel like you when you learn some of those things, you don't unlearn them. There's some things there, like some height advantage, stuff like that. But I think he would pretty easily win the fight in the end. Small Ant. Okay, Small Ant works out like a motherfucker. He's also crafty. Small Ant is the type of guy to keep pocket sand on him at all times. Like, yeah, he brings a knife, or he just has pocket sand, or like he's never alone type shit. In a boxing ring, I think it's a little more even. I think he'd still win. In a street fight, he whoops my ass. I'm putting him here. I think he's taller than me too, I think. I'm almost tempted to put him in one punch, but I don't think he is like that much, but I think he's very resourceful and also very strong, and he works out. Evan. I mean, listen, there's not much to say here. I just go like bang, you know what I mean? I get a couple of kicks in. I respect you. Where the fuck is Danny Boy? Does the HBG Twitter not follow Danny Boy? Because that's... Wait, I'm getting my white boys confused. That's Duga, right? House Builder Gang. Following? Or Dan? We don't follow Danny. Ah! That's so funny. All right, let me get Danny on there. All right. Evan, listen. Evan's tall. I don't know if it's that easy, but I think it's top of this tier. I think Evan would put up a fight. Draconics is... She's very resourceful, I think. Like, very similar to Small Ant in that they're very smart. I think Draconics is very smart. I think Draconics is very resourceful. I think Draconics has, like, could pull out anything in a fight and, like, be able to turn the tides of that fight. But I also think that I don't know how tall they are, but I think I'm taller. That actually might be a lie, but I think I think I go to the gym a little more. And I have nice big thighs, so like I can get a few kicks in. I think we would destroy each other though. I'm gonna put them there. I mean, this dude plays video games for a living. If we're just, let's just be fully honest with ourselves. Curry, listen, he played one sport and broke his arm. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, there's not much here that he could do. Does he work out? Yes. Curry could simply be stepped upon. Thank you, Vivian. That's incredible. Yes, I fully agree. You just step on Vivian, or you do this thing. Like, imagine this is Curry way and this is me, and he would just be like, I just do this, and he starts like running into me, and I just like, no, don't step on Vivian. Please don't. I didn't say step on Vivian. You just step on Vivian, or you do like, did I say step on Vivian? I get Curry and Vivian confused a lot. Let's be real here. What? Wait, what's happening? Yo, wait, hold on. Yo, I'm having some technical difficulties. Burp. Wait, I'm driving under a bridge. The connection's... The connection is... The connection right now. Hold on. I think there's something. But yes, realistically, Curryway... I think Curryway gets in one dick punch on me, so I'll maybe move him back of this tier. But I think I have the reach. I have the kicking ability. Let's just be real here. Mime? Okay. He is very tall. He's taller than me. He's also a little built. He doesn't like work out, I don't think. Like, he doesn't work out consistently. But he is like physically kind of active. He plays basketball. I'm gonna say he would beat me in a fight. And I think he'd be one of the tougher opponents here. I just think he's like a well-rounded. Yeah, he does that aura of just winning in a fight. Okay, Rattles, I think, okay, first of all, she's a cat, right? I'm not gonna ever beat a cat in a fight. She just like pulls out like a fucking machine gun or something. That cats don't really use machine guns anymore. They used to. I think that I am taller than Rattles, and I have like more reach and stuff, but she just has like a fighting spirit probably. And if we're being realistic, I don't think I win this fight at all. I'm gonna say end of this tier. I am not at all confident in this fight. All right, Feinberg. He has the height advantage. He has the reach advantage. And he has, like, the famous advantage. But here's the thing. The diet is not there. The gym is not there. I think Feinberg puts up a fight just to sheer physicality. But I do win. I do win. Fruit berries. Okay. Here's what I think about fruit berries. I think I would beat him in a fight. I think we walk up into a street, no prep time, we're going to a fight. However, if he has any prep time, much like Batman, he would like lure me into like a fucking cave, and then there would like, he'd pull a lever, and then like a bunch of bears would come out of the sides of the cave and like eat me. Like, I think if I gave him a week, he would be able to train like 25 bears. I beat Fruit physically. If he has prep time, he beats me. So I'm going to put him at mutually assured destruction. Dugile, like, you can't bridge away in a fight, okay? If the fight had anything to do with Minecraft, I'd lose, but it's a fully IRL fight. I don't think it's the easiest fight of my life. Like, if I'm comparing fighting Duke to fighting Curryway, fighting Duke is going to be significantly harder. But if we're being realistic here, Doog is going to lose to me. I'm sorry. Tapple. Okay, here's the thing about Tapple. Dude has been working out. Dude is stronger than me. Dude's from Cali. I think Tapple would be too nice to fight me, but backed into a corner would whoop my ass. So I'm going to put him here. Or maybe not whoop my ass. I think I get in a few things. I don't think either of us would want to fight each other. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. What? Wait, and there's Emerald too. That's 4. I was told there was only 2 people of color in HBG. I mean, what? Marcus. Marcus reminds me a little bit of like a bear. And not, okay, wait, no. Hold on. Bear has a few meanings here. Not bear as in like the bear you would use in like if you were a part of the LGBTQ community, right? Not that type of bear. More like a teddy bear. But like even a teddy bear can get some hits in if it's the right kind of teddy bear. If it's like Ted, yeah, he reminds me of the movie Ted. That's the kind of vibes I get from Marcus. I think Marcus would get a few hits in. I think I would win. Ooh, Spectre. Spectre is tall, but I also think Spectre is like secretly in love with me. He'd be holding back a little bit because I think very deep down in his heart, he has that kind of adoration and like respect for me. Maybe not even love, but maybe devotion. So I don't think he would have the energy to fully fight me, fully commit to a fight. I think he would go for it, but his spirit's not in it. Nerdy. Love Nerdy. He's great, right? Well, it's not easier than Curry. Wait. Yeah, no, he'd be easier than Curry, I think. Nerdy is a lot like Curry Way. White. That's kind of where it ends. Nerdy is also a little too pure. And I also think he'd get distracted very easily. This is what fighting Nerdy would be like, right? He would try to think of some really clever tactic to distract me, but he would forget that it was a distraction, and he would land one good punch, maybe, but I don't think it would hurt. So that's why I'm putting him here. And Emerald, don't know much about how he's built physically. I do know that he's better than me at Valorant, and I do know what he looks like. You're 6'6", 220. Again, I know what you look like. I have a feeling you would be better in a fight than you look, though. So I think I'd start out the fight winning, and then you slowly grow into it, and then we'd like blow each other up. Here's the thing about Lewis Fulham, right? He's taller than me. I am more built than Lewis, and I'm not like a built guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, in terms of stature, there's there. So I think that cancels out the height. What are we scared of in America? Guns. What are they scared of in England? Knives. So inherently there's an imbalance here. Guns, knives, right? I also think Lewis carries some guilt from the actions of England in like the early 1900s, and therefore would have, you know, let that kind of be a path to my victory there. I think he would land a few punches. I think I would beat. I think the guilt would help me win a fight. You're not even Indian. I'm not? Oh, God. Oh, my God. My salt. It's walking out the door. My seasoning drawer. It's disappearing. Twitch chat can change races of streamers. I mean, apparently Twitter can. Danny with a big fanny. Danny built like Aunt Fanny. Danny the Manny. Danny a little uncanny. I think Danny would start the fight winning. He'd get a lot of momentum. But the moment I land one punch, he would have the crash out of the century. And I think that gives me the advantage because I think he gets a lot of hits on me at the start, but I don't think he can dodge enough. So I'm putting Danny into this tier, and I'm going to actually put him pretty high. I think it'd be a relatively easy fight against Danny. I'll do like this. I also think Feinberg should be higher, actually. I forgot to put in the equation of when I fight Silver. The moment I land one punch on Silver, the entire community of MCSR Tumblr, like their ears perk up and they just like immediately start running to the source of the fight. We would let him get hit. Oh, okay. Maybe they like that. I don't know if they get there in time, so I'm still gonna put Silver as an easy fight. I would just die afterwards. I think this tier list is pretty good, actually. Starting from the bottom, we have they'd whoop me in one punch. We have Davey, Parker, and this sexy beast hunk of a man. In terms of an even fight at points, but they'd whoop my ass. Technic, Rainex, Molly, Tapple, Mime, Smallent, Rattles, and Cube. In terms of essentially a tie or could go either way depending on the day, we have Switch, Kyle, Fruit Berries, Emerald, Draconics, and Josh. In terms of them putting up a fight, but at the end of the day, I think I'd win more times than not. We have Evan, Doog, Feinberg, Danny, Zalnox, Speckner, Marcus, Lewis Fulham, Mustard, and Oliver. And then easiest fight of my life, in order from most difficult to easiest, we have Nerdy, Curryway, Iro, Silver, and Dylan. All right. I'm happy with this. My headcanon is that Parker owns the Death Note.